Good evening, ladies. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, doing well. How is everybody?
Doing wonderful, ladies. So listen, you guys out there, we thank you for leaving the comments on our last conversation, especially one of the last ones, the one about interracial relationships. So we got some interesting comments on that. So we want you to continue to comment, subscribe, like, and please share these videos because there are a lot of women out there who are feeling exactly like we are feeling. And actually, to tell you the truth, we found out there's a lot of men out there too. Feeling the same exact
Also,
way.
if you're a couple out there and you're of a certain age, maybe you want to come on and let us know how you found love.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I agree with you, Wendy.
That would
So,
be nice.
we're looking for guests because we're always open to differences of opinion. Especially for married people, since we're still wanting to be in a relationship. Some married, some not. But we want to have a partner or a companion or whatever the case may be. So we're open to tips and whatever. But anyway, so ladies. That article that we read said that I'm going to read the rise of lonely single men. And
Interesting.
it actually said that men need to, in order for them to have a fuller, more robust relationship, that they need to widen their horizons. They need to increase their skill sets. And a lot of it was really just talking about having a conversation, having more to offer. What did you guys get out of that article? Bonnie, Wendy?
Go ahead, Bonnie.
Anyone?
You bursting at the seams. Go ahead.
I know, right?
No, I think I was surprised that there were so many men who had issues to get or maintain a relationship. They could have the same show that we're having in actuality, and it doesn't have to be any sort of age set. So I was a bit surprised, but at the same time, a lot of men do need a little bit of help in maintaining a relationship. You might can start it, but to maintain it is a lot.
Yeah, it takes work, and sometimes because it mentioned communication. Men don't communicate as well because women, we're more emotional, so of course we're going to express ourselves verbally more, and men tend not to communicate. But they turn that into, I don't want to deal with you. You're argumentative. No, I just want to talk to you. Can we talk? Go ahead, Wendy.
What I got from the article was that they said 62% of men are on dating apps. Okay.
Yes.
So it's a little out of balance. And then the ones that are faring better are the ones that communicate better.
Okay. Exactly.
I'll go along with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it also, there was something else I wanted to let's see. It says that over the last 30 years, men have become a larger portion of that growing group of long-term single people. And while you don't actually need to be in a relationship to be happy, men typically are happier and healthier when they're partnered. Do we agree with that, lady?
They are definitely
I think so, yes.
definitely healthier.
Bonnie, you think they're happier?
Yeah, I think a man needs a woman to come home to, more so than I think women are more independent in that we can handle being single and living alone better than men do. I think so. My opinion. Okay. But I think men who come home and they got their woman there and maybe food on the table, not for me. I'm not cooking. But anyway.
I know that's a shame, Bonnie. Bonnie's not cooking for you guys.
Nah, nope. So
Bonnie's gonna overeat for you.
I ain't spending my money either. I think you should cook, or I don't know. We get there, but it doesn't happen in the beginning for me. But I think a man likes that. I think he likes to come home to a tardy house and a woman, and women tend to, when they have a man, they fluff him up like they fluff the pillows and make him feel
I like that. They
other
fluff
thing.
them up.
So
They nest, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So I think that men are more comfortable with that situation, whereas a woman can be independent by herself. We love having that relationship, but I think we manage very well on our own.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You're right, Bonnie. You're absolutely right. So what do you think, Wendy?
I think there have been studies that show women live longer, single women live longer, and married men live longer than single men.
Okay.
And I think really we just, we take care of them. Like you said, Bonnie, we take care of them. But if they're single, their leg might fall out before they go to the hospital.
Exactly.
That's so very true. So listen to this, ladies. Relationship standards with so many options, it's not surprising that women are increasingly selective.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think that women have more options, so they're more so? And you know what? And I think that that's true. You know why? Because a lot more women are single longer because they're not willing to. They're not willing to settle.
Right.
Even though there's a large, even though there's a larger selection, they're saying, I think women tend to even stay single longer because of the type of selection there is.
Yes,
Well,
I agree.
Go ahead.
I know, I was gonna say, I agree. I definitely, I think if I go out with somebody and they kind of maybe say the wrong thing or something, I'm just immediately turned off, and I probably don't really necessarily want to date you again.
Right.
Move on to the next. However,
You were going to say something, Wendy?
Well, the author of this article does mention that these are women between the ages of 25 and 45. He saw this reoccurring theme about communication, emotional availability, and they want somebody that shares their values. Okay. Now, that might be the case even outside of that age range, but is he talking about Atlanta, ladies? I mean,
well, I don't know. I don't think he's talking about any one particular area. And I think that maybe he did his study on a certain segment of women, but I think that can apply to all women because this is what it says: skills deficit. For men, this means a relationship skills gap that, if not addressed, will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities, less patience for poor communication skills, and longer periods of being single. Now, if you really look at some of this has already happened years ago because more women today are in a professional position than men, if you really think about it. So men still haven't caught up since the 90s, so to speak. They're still in the same situation. So that's why we're dealing with men at this age that have that communications issue as well. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I think that demographics play a part in that, but you're right. You're right about professional women and professional, that just kind of makes the pickings smaller, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's
Yeah.
and that too. And then that plays the communication part plays a big role in that. And and men really, it's nice and refreshing when you really meet a man that really wants to be open, and have good conversation, because I'll be honest with you, it's better to learn things gradually as you go through the relationship. Because if I find out, remember our deal breakers, well, when I find out that if I got 7 deal breakers and you already embodying 6 of them, and we're talking about it, and you're letting me know these things about yourself, and I'm in my head saying deal breaker.
Saving you time, right?
yeah,
Exactly. I can move on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and that's what communicating is all about, because people don't do that, and they end up with someone that they don't want to really be with. And I'll give you a perfect example. And I won't give you names or any places or anything like that, but I was talking to a young lady. So her friend, who is an introvert, married a guy who's an extrovert. And these are individuals of another persuasion. I won't say what. But anyway, so the friend, and the only reason that the young lady that I was talking to knew any of this, because the guy that's married to the woman that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, or express some thoughts that she expressed, is the friend of her husband's. So he confides in the husband, and of course, you know, pillow talk.
Pillow talk. Mhm.
Confiding in the wife, okay, sharing the man's business, okay. So the woman said that she would do all these things, you know, especially some intimacy things, you know what I'm saying, when they got married. Well, but she's not done any of those things. No, none of these things. And I'm saying all this to say is that that's where, even though she communicated up front that she would be doing these things, she has now decided not to do them, which is unfair to him because he asked those questions, he got those answers, but didn't get the results of the answers that he wanted.
And that happens. I mean, it's a sales pitch. It's your representative.
Exactly. Exactly.
Remember when I asked a couple of shows ago, would I think it was when Tammy was on, would you step out of your comfort zone? So it sounds like to me, she told him she would step out of the comfort zone, but never did.
Exactly.
She told him what he wanted to hear.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
She told him what he wanted to hear so that she could get
sold,
that.
She sold it.
And the sad thing about that should have been open, honest communication because they were talking about these things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And here you say you're going to do it. You're having these kinds of conversations, and now you're not doing any of it. And one last big part of it. Okay, so these are younger people. They're younger than I am, so they hang out with their friends and whatnot. And a lot of times it's couples. So she's an introvert and he's an extrovert. So she makes him feel guilty because he wants to go out with the friends, the couple, you know, do the couples thing. Now, she also told him that, yes, once we get married, you know, I'll spend more time getting to know your friends and yada, yada, yada. Well, now she makes him feel guilty when he wants to go out. So I'm saying all this to say, even when you have communication, it sometimes doesn't work out. Like
miscommunication.
I mean, I know women who pretend to like football, you know, until they got married. And I was like, I thought you liked football. And it was like, oh no, that was just, you know.
But I'm gonna tell you,
game that we play.
I pretend to like football as well, but I
was
no, I do.
No, you know more.
Well, no, I do know.
Pretend, but you know a lot about football.
Well, that's only because of Donald, the guy that I was engaged to. He was a big Falcons fan, so I learned a lot. But I'm saying that to say I would continue that same thing. I wouldn't just pretend, because even with him, you know, throughout the entire relationship, I went to the tailgates, you know. Those people start tailgating, those guys and even women, they start tailgating at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's sleep time on a weekend.
And they drunk by 2. I mean,
yes, and they are drunk by 2 because they've had breakfast, they've had lunch, they've drank, and now they're gonna have dinner before they go home, all on the grill.
Yeah, that actually, some of that sounds pretty fun, really.
No, and it is, and it really is. So that's why I was saying I didn't stop. I continued because I didn't hate it to that, you know, to that degree. I wasn't like caught up like, you know, some of the other.
And then I'm on the other hand, I hate it. I can't pretend. I remember somebody took me to a baseball game and literally I thought I was going to cry, you know, and I was so ugly. And I did tell him, I don't like this. I really don't want to go. And he was insistent. I said, okay, I'm going to go. Right. And he was like, oh, you know, I don't know if they still do that wave thing. That shows how bad
they do.
Right.
They do. That's the best part of the baseball game.
Get up and do that wave thing. Right. And I got up and what? And I was like, I don't want to get up no more. How many times are they gonna do this? It was like torture for me. So I learned, and I was young. I learned very young. Don't play that game because you don't like it, and it's not gonna end well.
Right. Right. Well. Yeah, better to be honest. I mean, sometimes you can sit there and, you know, enjoy whatever your favorite.
I can do the live sports, but the TV sports, I can't.
Yeah, do that.
No.
Hey guys, I wanted to try to play that commentary from that woman that was fired from her job because she told men they need to be better communicators. And she said,
at work?
Yeah.
I didn't
I have to send it to you. But let me just see if I can play it if you guys can hear it, because it was real interesting what she said. So hold on one second. We have 10 minutes left, ladies. So let me try to get some of this in here real quick. See if we can hear it. Because it kind of plays into what we're talking about. Give me 1 second.
So while you're doing that, let me just say, when it comes to sports, all I'm going to say is I can be the cheerleader. Okay. I'm the halftime girl. All right. I'm the beverage girl. If it's a fight, I must be the sign girl. In other words, I am that person. I am not the sports person.
You're not the sports person,
I'm
right?
not the sports person.
All right, ladies. So here we go.
Harming them, and that
Here we go.
they would benefit from emotional intelligence. And I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that.
So that
Okay.
she's a clinician, and she lost her job at the end of the week because she said, that men needed to expand their horizons.
I'm sorry. What's a clinician?
She's
Like a counselor?
like
or
a
something?
counselor.
Mhm.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Mhm.
For
Okay.
probably relationship counselor, or
Mhm.
maybe just a clinical
So she told
psychologist.
the men that work with her.
No, her
That-
patients.
No, her patients.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little harsh.
So
A little bit harsh. A little bit
Yeah,
harsh.
that's
a
a
little
little
bit harsh,
harsh.
but you know what? If we think about what she said, and we don't know what age group she was referring to either, but you put the article together about the lonely single men and what she said, there's something to it. And I think it spans all age groups, not just,
I
a
mean,
young, a mid,
you
a
were
older.
at one time you were young and now you're older. You still haven't gotten the healing and the therapy that you needed. So yeah, I can see that.
And that makes it even more challenging for us ladies, like I said, I won't go into all the details. I went out on a date with an intelligent gentleman, so we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, I'm going to.
But these people paid someone, they paid for
Yes,
therapy.
yes, they paid. The therapist.
Okay. And in her therapy, she just laid it out on the line, sort of like, this is the reason why you're not getting any further in life.
No.
with a
She
mate.
came on the social media and called them bitches.
No, then she deserved to be fired. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think no, Wendy. I think she was. I don't know that part. I was a little bit confused on because she used that word and she used the H word too. So I thought she was referring to women, and because it was spliced together, I wasn't sure if she was referring to the men or I was a little bit confused.
referring to the men.
Oh, she was calling them B's and H's.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and she said that
Even if it was men or women, that's just not how you do it.
Right. This is
It's
true.
wrong.
This is true. Yeah.
I'm not paying you for you to get on social media and discuss my personal thoughts that I shared with you, okay, to the
My
world.
deepest.
And which means she made a judgment. I mean, I've been in therapy a long time, and to me, therapists don't they don't tell you what to do. They give you, for instance, they give you ideas. They give you
right. They let you make the decision. They give
right,
you
exactly.
you some
and they give you a
lead-in.
chart to follow. They just give it. They
Tools.
put it out there for you.
Mhm.
Well,
You
see,
know,
the thing
so-
was, she doubled down on it. She had the conversation with the men, and then she goes on social media and has the whole conversation with everybody on social media about men lacking in all of what they need in order to be in a healthy relationship. So those men, what they did is they found out where she worked at.
Good. I'm sorry.
And they got the
Yeah.
poor lady fired for telling her.
Bye.
Well,
Bye.
Well,
That's
okay. So ladies, do you think some of what she was saying was true?
well, let me just say this, Chris. When you start counseling, when you start life coaching,
Life
go on social media.
Oh no. No, I would never ever do that.
Okay,
First of all, I would
okay.
never
So she was
expose
wrong.
any-
The point is,
was.
it's the most
She was.
unprofessional thing
Yeah.
for a person to do.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
she
It
just,
was.
whether saying Marty, Dick, Joe, she didn't have to say any name. These people knew who she was. and
Right,
knew
exactly.
that she was specifically speaking
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's wrong.
It was immature. It was really
No,
immature.
you know, okay, so to her, and I'm not defending her, but what she said, this is what she said in her defense. Here I am trying to help you grow and develop, and you're mad. You're mad because I'm trying to help you out, and you're mad at me. That's what she
But you know, a lot of people are not ready for therapy. You know, they go.
They're not ready for the truth. A lot of people are.
They go
you know, whatever
because
that
maybe
truth
they
is.
want to salvage a relationship. They go because, you know, they know on some level it'll help them, right? But
Right,
they're not
right.
ready to do the work
Right.
that it requires. Yeah.
Yeah, she exposed. It would be different if she was just having some general commentary, but the way she addressed it was like she's, these were her clients that she'd spoken to, and they weren't going to have healthy relationships because they need to increase their mindset, and their ability.
But what she's saying is, but keep paying me though.
You know, let me
Exactly.
tell you, one time I went to a therapist, I am not lying. This lady didn't know me from a can of paint, all right? And not for nothing, this was after 9/11, all right? And I was having difficulty, all right? And this lady, I think she was crazy. And no joke, it's like every single time, I am not lying, every single time I got in the room with her, I was looking for something that I could pick up and kill her, all right? I am not lying. Because this woman upset
Oh,
me.
not
to
kill.
no end. I was.
You're
every
not gonna
time
bludgeon her to death.
I was going to kill her. Every time I came home, I was with Ray and I was crying. And I was like, this woman, she doesn't know me. How could she say that? I mean, so I'm just trying to say that's people don't know you. They
Yeah.
can't form an opinion of you.
Right. From
And-
one,
and
especially from one
And they shouldn't
encounter.
judge you.
Yeah.
They shouldn't
So
judge.
here's a woman and she's dealing, maybe it's because she dealt with so many men with the same problem that it became too much for her. But I'm thinking on a level of this is your job. You're supposed to be compassionate, you kind of pat them,
Professional.
you kind of pat them on the back and try to push them along a little bit. Apparently none of them moved. And that
No,
Well, maybe
they
she's not a
didn't.
good clinician.
No, she went out there and doubled down on social media. What she had told them, she re-emphasized it to everyone on social media.
that woman may never get a job. They may play that over and over.
She's
and
gonna
over
learn from
again.
that. It's gonna be
Well,
a
you know
tough
what?
lesson, but she's gonna learn from that one.
She thinks if you, and I'll send it to you, Bonnie, but she thinks that
Please.
this is going to elevate her because what she said at the end was, you all think that you knocked me down or something to that degree, but this'll put me in a better place. Those weren't the exact words, but that's what she meant. So she thinks that this whole encounter with social media will elevate her brand. That's what she thinks.
Well, I mean, and a lot of young people think that, there's all publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean?
That's true, and it's not. It's,
Right.
Ask Will Smith. Sorry to bring him up, but
I know, right?
he'll tell you. Didn't work
Well,
for him. But
Well, ladies,
I-
we are coming to the end, and I think that was a good conversation because we need to keep that in mind and see what the dating pool is like out there on the different apps, because 62% of the people on the app are men, according to that particular
and having
study.
issues.
That have an issue. Don't say that. But
They
anyway,
are.
you guys,
That lady said that clinician said it.
that's what she did say that. But listen, guys out there, we need for you to subscribe, leave a comment, like, and
Please leave a
share.
comment.
And especially leave a
Please
comment on this
Oh, yeah,
conversation.
absolutely.
Because this is one that we really need to be talking about,
Right.
lonely men. Because if there are that many lonely men out there, let's go find some, ladies.
Where they at?
Okay.
Where are you?
Yeah, where are you? Because we're here.
All right, ladies, until next time, until we meet again, we will keep searching for the 62% of lonely men that are out there, because we are not necessarily 100% in that same space, but we could do with some of those lonely men as well. So
We'll
anyway,
help them.
Kim can help them. All right. All
Until
right, ladies.
next time.
See you guys.